we can start, and let's go through the list of major patch notes that we have. Shall we, Rob?
Sure. So, guys, me and our community managers, Maria and Nick, we've been sharing and teasing a lot of upcoming stuff like enemies and some other cool features we'll talk about later, but let's focus on the enemies first. So we've shared gnolls and treants. You saw them already. It's a Gaina-like guy and a wooden plank that you can fight. So you should say goodbye to bandits. We all know that boring, say just like humanoids who can rob you. So now we have gnolls in place of bandits. You can expect fierce battles, you can expect tough challenges, and of course you can expect some dirty tricks. After all, gnolls are hyenas, so yeah, there's that. And another enemy got a facelift. You already faced against Treant like several times, and it's just a good old Treant looking a bit more cute. So hope that his cute looks won't stop you from crushing it during fights. And yeah, as well, you can see that Tom is already fighting gnolls. We shared them with you on X. So yeah, hope you're excited to face against them.
Also, yeah, so I have started up the stream. This is what you guys will be able to expect. This isn't just a simple bandit replacer. This was always the intention. When we make biomes, we make them with the NPCs in mind. So it was always going to be gnolls and wargs. It's just a matter of time for us and being able to really invest into making these models and these animations as beautiful as they can be. Another thing that I really want to showcase is the environments. So our level designer, Gleb, he has been knocking these new adventures out of the park. There are 3 new adventures of various sizes, and they come with completely different interactive content. We're kind of flexing our muscles. As you can see, there is a lot of beautiful scenery. In terms of the layouts themselves, you can not only expect little nodes of content with, jumping puzzles and ways to traverse between these little sort of content hotspots, as you might call them, but you can also see a lot of new visual fidelity. So our amazing art team has been knocking it out of the park lately. They strike every single update, but I think more than ever, that you can really start to see the foliage shaders as well as the lighting. I'm going to try and find a cave for you guys. It looks like a completely new game. On top of the art team, our game designers have been hard at work with new mechanics. We now have jumping or bouncing mushrooms for you jumping puzzle enjoyers. This is a very interesting thing that we've been trying to get into the game because it really opens up a lot of ways for us to deliver content to you guys. Not only is it a way for you to traverse between islands that are, the sort of cornerstone of WorldShards, but it is also a way for us to hide secrets, to really test players. That's kind of something that you're going to be excited to see. I'm not going to show too much of this because I want you guys to be able to find all of the beautiful things that come with these new locations and this new content. But rest be assured, I think you guys are going to love it because this is not only a facelift to the existing game with new enemies, new beautiful animations, new combat, new logic, all of that stuff, but it is also completely new content where we are honing our blades, so to say, trying to get the best content with the experience that we have working with Unity and with the community. Listening to you guys, what you want to know. Oof, nearly fell down there. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream about here. Hopefully you guys get a taste of just the kind of things that you're going to be able to see in the next update.
Yeah, what I wanted to mention is that, of course, you need to go prepared on those adventures because many tough enemies expect you there. And in order to do so, you need to work on your garden. And we also put some changes into gardening. overall, I think they make whole gardening process is they make it more enjoyable, and you will. I do believe that you will like it 100%. It's more of cosmetic and just the life improvement changes. So yeah, you'll be more prepared to face against the challenges with the with the vegetables that your garden produces. The game really became 100 times more beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And next big thing is obviously long-awaited artifacts feature. So starting with July 17th, the previously sold weapon artifacts loot boxes would become available, and you would be able to open them. So you will get your artifacts. You will be able to use them, starting with the update. They will enable NFT crafting mechanics, and I think that's one of the most anticipated features to date. And we're happy to show you how it will work and give you a sneak peek on what it's like.
Sure. I guess I'll start that up.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm going to show you here is the gameplay mechanics of the artifacts and the crafting. As you can see here, I'm on my little island and I have a fully upgraded weapon crafting station. Everything is like you would expect it to be. You have the produce, the repair, the upgrade tab, your recipes on your left-hand side. It's all the standard things. But now when you open the build menu, you'll start to see a new tab, artifacts. And if you have one through the Open Loot Marketplace or however else that you manage to get your hands on one, you'll be able to attach it like you did with the other upgrades to the existing crafting stations. You just select it, and you can see even the visual effects is sort of notifying you that all of these upgrade modules are linked to this one station. So I'm going to place one right here, and we're going to see the kind of new mechanics and the new functionality that's going to open up. We start to see at the top right-hand corner the collection tab. If we go into the collection tab, everything is similar, but it is the collectible items now. We have our recipes on the left-hand side with all of the different weapon types, the levels, the tiers, things that you would expect. I would also like to bring your attention to the fact that these are basic resources, not basic, sorry, produced, but these are resources that you find in the game, with the exception of the premium currency, which we need 90 for these claws, for example. We see the potential scores and the parameters and the modifiers. And also important to note is the item rarity chance. So this scales with your artifact. You can read more about it in the wiki. But important to note is these claws, the common ones, the pool has been exhausted. So therefore, we can't craft any more common claws at the moment. Now, of course, we'll get back to that, what that means. We have some more questions regarding the issuance of these weapons, but we also have, just continuing on with the sort of UI sorting, we have the different kinds of tiers and levels as I'm showing you here. We have the different weapons, and as you can see, the resources that are necessary for each crafting scales, like you would expect if you've been playing the game. So if we begin a craft for this great hammer, for example, which is my favorite weapon, by the way, we're going to be able to see that the issuance allows me to craft this item. It is a slot that is free. I have the resources and the premium currency necessary. I simply click the craft button and the processor begins. Whether or not the process will take 30 seconds, of course, this is for demonstration purposes. But this does give you some time to cancel it. This gives you some time. And of course, you will get your resources back, especially the premium currency. In the case of the fact that you clicked by mistake or not, you have these timers as well. And then obviously the UI element as well, showing you, because you can leave, go on, pursue other things, come back whilst the crafting is underway. And when it's done, it is done. You simply pick it up like you would do any other weapon, and it's instantly equipped onto my back because I didn't have a weapon equipped. And we can sort of look at the weapon. It is a collectible weapon. It has the lock parameter at the very bottom. You can see the ID for it, and all of the mechanics that will come with this tool can now be basically used from this great hammer. This is now a collectible item, and everything that comes with that is basically unlocked. So I hope that explains a little bit and gets you a little bit excited for what kind of artifacts and what kind of weapons you will be able to craft in the upcoming update. All right, so let's continue. I think there's a lot of different changes, some technical improvements, a lot of cool stuff that we prepared for you. You've seen some of it already. I don't want to spoil too much, but the game is coming really hard and really fast lately. So everything will be documented. There will be a change log. Stay tuned for more info. Let's start the AMA, shall we? Let's get to the questions. So this is the first question. Oh, sorry. Rome, would you like to maybe mention the sale before we continue with the questions?
What I want to say is that, well, as you may expect, all the stuff related to the artifacts are a big step towards launching the economy, and next week we'll take another step with having another artifact sale, and you don't want to miss out on that, because not only we are going to be selling the artifacts, we're also going to be selling pouches of gems. So yeah, stay tuned. Probably by the end of next week you can expect some news on that front.
Right, let's go. Question time, guys. I don't know who's going to take this first one, but the question is as follows. Given that WorldShards' economy is inspired by Big Time and leveraging the experience shared by the Big Time team, what measures are in place to ensure that previous mistakes are not repeated in this game? How do you plan to decouple the game economy from fluctuations in the cryptocurrency market?
I think I'll take that one as it refers to the game economy, and I'll try to answer that, although the topic mentioned is quite general and requires a number of clarifications about what exactly is being asked, but I'll do my best. So first of all, I assume that the question is not about detaching the game economy from crypto market, because to do so, you just don't need to have a token and you'll be good. And this is not the case here. What I assume is that the question is related to how can the economy be more, be less affected by price changes of token that might happen in future, and how the economy could be more sustainable regardless of the prices for the tokens. And here, of course, we had a lot of help, and we got a lot of insights from the Big Time team, and that helped us a lot to design some things in a different way than they were designed in Big Time, for a number of reasons, and one of which being that we do believe that the economy will benefit from that. So our economy is not 100% similar to Big Time. In some cases we have quite big differences on how we address specific things. So you can probably get the general idea is similar, but there would be a lot of points that are resolved in a different way. One of which being the fact that we don't have collectible items who are priced with tokens for 100% of their price. Another thing that you could have noticed is that to address the point about some collectible items being more having higher demand in Big Time than others, we resolved that about in a way that we make our collectible items involved in token rewards, and thus we don't have single category of items that is better than the others. We believe that is a right decision, and that's just one example of how we did something differently.
Sure. Let's move on to the next question. Will WorldShards implement a permanent token burn mechanism to contribute to the deflation of the WorldShards token? I think I can take this one. So tokens will not be used exclusively for collectible crafting. The currency will be used for a variety of other content as well. So in essence, any tokens spent in the game will in fact burn them. So yes, there will be token mechanics. The next question is, if the economy activates in September and it is known that my NFTs will lose value, what benefits will I have from crafting items during July if there will be no token drops? A fair question. Who would like to take this one?
I think I'll answer that as well. So there are several questions that I would like to answer, one of which being the question itself, and then I will add some comments on that. So the reason to be crafting items before the full economy launch, I could name a couple of them. First is you're able to be prepared by the time of economy launch and have a set of collectible items that you could immediately start using, because crafting collectible items takes time, and we decided that it is a good thing to allow our early access players to be able to prepare to the economy launch by crafting their items before the actual token launch. Another reason is economical one. For the upcoming period, crafting collectible items will require only gems. However, after the economy launch, with the token, the shards will be launched that will require refining, and they will require tokens to be refined, and they will be included in the recipes of collectible items crafting. So put it simply, the crafting of items will become more expensive due to the use of cosmetic shards in the recipes. So before that, you could take advantage of items being priced only in gems, and it's another big reason why you should be involved in item crafting before.
Sure. That was a very, very well put answer. Moving on swiftly. Next question is, what strategies are in place to incentivize player participation? Will there be any benefits or rewards for crafting activities, and will there be a periodic leaderboard system?
Yeah, I'll take this one. While we cannot go into exact details, I can promise you that we have huge plans for live ops of the game, and you can expect not just passive leaderboards, but also more complicated events, even in-game events that will be rewarding with rewarding players with different stuff. So yeah, we're actively working on that.
Wonderful. The next question is, in the images shared by the WorldShards team related to artifacts, it appears that there is a defined limited quantity for crafting collectibles, with different tiers such as common, uncommon, rares, and epics. Can you confirm if these quantities replenish over time, or if the number reaches 0, will I no longer be able to create more collectibles with my artifact? So I think I can take this question. Basically, each artifact has no limit on how many collectibles could be created with it. It's a way to unlock the mechanic, right? But only collectible items will have those pools that limit the total amount of items that could ever exist. And this is a common issuance mechanic to keep these items feeling unique, valuable, etc. But also important to note is the way that we've implemented this. These pools will be dynamic in our case, with previously tiered items being a reagent for crafting the item upper tier. So once again, these items will be spent, they will be crafted, the system will not be stagnant. So I wouldn't worry about you just never being able to craft another collectible item, for example. All right, the next question is, will restoration cost tokens? Repairing the NFT weapons and armors, I wonder when the game will be restarted, if the weapons and armor NFTs will be restarted too, because we can't repair an NFT without the workbench that is not the same level. So I think when the question is talking about restarts, I think they're talking about resets and wipes. I think it's just the English.
Wipe. And since it's a wipe question, I guess it's only natural that I'll take the wipe question, because when wipe roll every day and every night, I get this.
It's your curse, isn't it? This wipe question.
Yeah. The cross I bear. So yeah, guys, once again, don't worry. When wipe is going to happen, we're going to announce it. We're going to announce it so you'll have the time to gather yourself, to say goodbye to all the stuff that will be wiped. And once again, everything that is not NFT, everything that is not a collectible item will be wiped. And actually, the question you had is something that was a point of contention before. Is us wiping all the collectibles back to tier 1, level 1. That's exactly why we decided to do it. So you can actually use your workbenches on your collectibles, so they will be the same level. So yeah, there is that.
Sure. This next question is also one to do with the future and economy. So it goes like so. Does your team have a director of monetization and economics, or similar people who focus on the economy? Because the economy is a very important part of the Web3 game. I learned that Big Time has a director of monetization and economics. Now that the prices of decorations have dropped, but the prices of weapons and islands are still too high, will this be a problem?
Those issues closer to the features being ready to launch.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, this question is just another way of you guys being really excited for the multiplayer. This game is amazing already, and we're still working on it. And when the multiplayer drops, it's only going to, that's really the thing that's going to explode into popularity. But these things, they take time. Anyway, moving on. So this question is about comfort. Why is comfort getting cheaper? Isn't comfort the base plate? I think he means the baseline. How can you depreciate without adding value? It's a fair question. Who would like to take this one?
I think I understand what question is about, but I'm still not sure if I got it right. But regarding the comfort getting cheaper, I assume that's related to the decorations price decreasing. And the right way to look at it is not to, it's been quite a couple of months, if I'm not mistaken, while decorations were introduced. And as you understand, the game is in active development, and a lot of features that are going to be related to comfort or many others are still in development. So it's not a right way to assess the price fluctuation that are happening in short term. Obviously, we are aware that some of the assets are having less demand or higher demand in specific periods in time, and we would like to be able to address that right away, but that's not how it works. So obviously there would be periods when demand will not be linear, and we are trying to arrange the game development process and the economy features in the way that would minimize these fluctuations and ship them in the right order, if put it simply. So, yeah, some assets might have price fluctuations. That's natural, and you could expect a lot of updates within the next months that might affect that in one way or another.
Okay. This next question is: you promised in the May AMA, anyway, that the comfort leaderboard rather, would be coming soon. When will that be? July, August, or should we wait until the economy starts?
I'll take that one. You should not wait until the economy starts. So we are sort of making a hard commitment to have some sort of comfort leaderboards in place before the end of the summer. So probably sometime in August.
Wonderful. This question is, will there be other type of NFT in-game drops in the next update? And I'll simply answer this one. There won't be a new type of NFT drops in the next update, but a new season of decorations will start giving all players a chance to get these new gorgeous items into their homes for increased comfort. So look forward to that. Following question is adding new drop items such as affiliated islands. Once again,
I would also like to get a bit back to the decoration items, and obviously the decoration mechanics and comfort mechanic is working in a way that you fully start to get most of ability to get extra comfort when you are quite your island is quite developed. So initially, when you don't have your capacity fully utilized, the demand for the comfort is not as big. However, as the time goes and the capacity is more used up, that's where decorations come in place. So obviously, within as the game matures, the decorations will be more appreciated by higher number of players. And now to affiliated islands, how they were called. I call them auxiliary or additional islands, and you can expect them to become available in the next updates that will happen quite soon. So these islands will be able to be added to your home location in addition to the main one. For now, everyone are able to use their main island and alter it with Founder collectible NFTs, Founder Island collectible NFTs that are replacing that replace the main island. So auxiliary islands will be able to be used in addition to that. So each player will have an opportunity to have several islands to arrange like your belongings among all of them. They will increase both capacity, they will have artifact slots, and this is a really cool feature that will allow to have much more space on your home location as well, and to build more cool stuff, to produce more, and so on. So this is the subject of the coming update that will we expect to ship it summer, before the end of the summer, and it's gonna be one of the major updates.
The big ones. Yeah.
Yes.
And once again, just like I've mentioned this in the previous AMA, I want to mention it again. When it comes to developing, a lot of things get implemented with, as a layer, and things get implemented on top of that. So additional islands, you can imagine the kind of things that will do for when multiplayer gets there. But we have to do everything in the correct order. As Andrei said, we have to prioritize. We have to release things in order. So everything that we do with a very specific vision in mind. I hope you guys would trust us in trying to get you the perfect video game, the perfect Web3 experience. Right, we're coming towards the end of the AMA. I just want to let you guys know, thank you for staying staying with us. How are you guys? Post in the chat if everything is okay. We hope that we've answered some of your questions. We hope that you are just as excited as we are for the next update. Let us know. And moving on. The next question is to do with islands and artifacts. And it goes as such. If I participate in the sale of artifacts 3 times, then I will have 10 times 3 times 3, so 90 artifacts. Will I be able to purchase 90 islands after that? Or is there any other way that I can get these 90 islands? Who would like to take this one?
Well, I'll take this one. Simple answer is no, you won't need 19 islands for 19 artifacts. Depending on the size of the island, so it can be small, medium, large. You will have a different number of artifact slots. So, for example, like large islands have 4 slots, medium have 3, and small have 2. So, if you have 90 artifacts, you only need 30 medium-sized islands in order to place all of them. But, like, if you have 30 islands, you probably won't have the time to attend to every artifact you have. So, you'd rather rent, I guess. So, yeah. I know it's sort of wishful thinking. I hope each and every one of you has enough to get 30 islands, but it's probably not the best strategy, to be honest.
Yeah, when we balance these things and design these things, it is not with the intention for you to have 90 islands. You guys, that's not what we're expecting from you.
And also, you just reminded me about like one difference that probably worth noting and highlighting is that in big time spaces and slots that spaces have are having dual purpose. It could be used either to attach another space, thus occupying the slot, or attach a workshop. So in our case, workshop artifact slots, they are not going to be used as connectors because auxiliary islands will be able to be placed next to your existing islands in a quite free form, and you will not have to use up your slots that could be used for artifacts to connect those islands. So in this way, we removed this like dilemma, because obviously using workshop is something that you would like to, how you would like to use this slot. Instead, owning and connecting a lot of spaces will use up a lot of slots for the purpose of being able to move around them. So we did this differently.
All right. Another question is, does the daily quest shards have any other use in game? And yes, they definitely do. So in the future, shards on the adventure board can be exchanged for our token. So that's quite something. And they can also be spent on whitelist tickets before sales. So quite valuable indeed. And if you guys would allow me the honor, I also would love to leave you with a little part of the new visual fidelity that we were talking about. So these are the caves. As we're closing out the AMA, I really wanted to let you guys know that this is what you can expect on all the existing islands in the caves. The lighting has been altered because it wasn't quite there yet in our previous builds and our previous updates. So, but now the artists and the technical artists finally got around to it. So the lighting has been corrected, new particle effects, and the lighting has been changed so that it feels much more natural, much more vibrant, and a lot more, well, just underground-esque. So yeah, expect that to be the case for everything. But this is also one of the new caves from one of the new adventures. So yeah, I hope you guys are just as excited about the visual overhaul as I am.
And I think I want to address another question from the chat that was asked a couple of minutes ago. So regarding the true MMORPG experience and multiplayer, this obviously has to do with multiplayer first of all, multiplayer functionality, and we are doing our best so that most of the functionality that we're referring to will become available by beginning of the next year. We will gradually introduce these mechanics if they can be detached and introduced separately. Like I mentioned, it's a big feature, and we already have a significant part of our team working on it. It just takes time to ship it right. And you could expect Auction House to become available as well as cooperative features and ability to play together with your friends, and adventures that require several players to participate.
Sure. So cooperative-based gameplay. I would also like to pick a question out from the chat as we were doing the AMA. And it was basically, we are all old players. How can new players expected to start playing the game? And actually, Ada Newcolor replied to this by just saying, by playing. But really, if you think about it, this is the case. There's nothing stopping, even right now in the current version of the game, there is nothing stopping new players from getting involved, just playing the game, getting through the resources, getting through the islands and the tiers, participating in the events, the sales, getting whitelist tickets. There's nothing stopping them right now. And in the future, as Andrew just mentioned with the auction house, this is going to become even more accessible to them. It's just a simple matter of, playing the game. Guys, we appreciate the people that have been here. We appreciate the people that have invested in the WorldShards project. And of course, you guys are going to have a lot of the benefits, but that doesn't stop new players from experiencing this game. Not at all. I hope you can all agree that the game is still very friendly to newcomers. And we have the chat. Hopefully you guys will be friendly. And if they ask questions, be helpful. Don't tell them to just go read the wiki and stuff. But yeah.
And also talking about new players, we actually worth noting that we have just started and introduced ambassador functionality that allows WorldShards ambassadors to distribute trial access codes to the game to allow more new players to try out the game without having the need of buying key or founder island that provide access to the game right now. So you could expect more new players get into the game with that functionality. You can look for these codes that will be distributed by ambassadors, and we really believe that this will significantly increase the amount of players going our way. In regards to the tokenomics and the question that was asked in the chat as well, we will definitely have a separate AMA related to the tokenomics and the economy overall, economy overview. To put it simply, to highlight some of the main issues, I can just say that we are designing the economy to have most tokens allocated for in-game rewards for the players who are playing the game. This is something that is similar that we will have similarly with Big Time, and so high level we allocate and will reward players playing the game, and most of the tokens are allocated for that pool. We will have a cap for max supply of token, max circulating supply of tokens. Similarly with Big Time, we will have long-term vesting schedule that is planned for years, and we will also have community and live ops events that will have token rewards in it. That's short overview of what we can share right now, and we will definitely host a standalone AMA for that.
Wonderful. And I think we can start closing this up and wrapping this up, unless you guys want to answer any more questions. But before we do so, I started in the previous AMA asking questions from you guys, and I want to continue this trend because it is really important for us to get feedback from you, especially for us game designers that are trying to make the game, function. But it's also important for it to be fun for you guys. So I do have a question, and the question is simple. What is it that you enjoy the most about the current state of the game? Do you enjoy the economics? Do you enjoy the combat? Do you enjoy the world? Do you enjoy the building? If you could just let us know, because these are the kind of things that really help us understand what we're doing right and maybe expanding in this direction. What do you really like about WorldShards? Specifically, the kind of mechanic that brings you to come back to the game. And thank you for the time and answering the question. It helps us make a better game.
Thank you all, and see you soon on next AMA.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining, guys. Take care, and thank you from the team.
Bye bye.